as a concert score, as in the way the conductor wants to see it. However, if I add notes into this part, so let's add something in C minor, so I'm going to go into quarter notes and just go. And again, what I can do is just select that, hold down the Alt key, copy that directly over into my alto sax part. Now you'll notice again, the notes are exactly the same. Now that's not the way a clarinet player or an alto sax player would want to see it. They want to see it like this, as a transposed score, which is with my homepage here, transposing. You can now see that my key signatures have adapted themselves to what the players actually want to read rather than what I'm used to putting in. Nice shirt. Very avid. Okay, so we'll swap back to a concert score. So there's the start of my part. But what I also want to do now is, I want to share this around with my band who don't necessarily all read music. What I want to do is I want to make some chord symbols and I have them added to the part automatically. Now I'm not entirely sure what I played, it was quite maybe some crunchy stuff. I don't want to sit there working out whether it's a flat 7 or a sharp 9 or whatever. All I want to do is go into note input, in fact I'm going to go to text, sorry, go to my plugins and go to add chord symbols. So what this is going to do is it's going to go away, give me some options, click OK on that, and lo and behold, there's my chord symbols. So let me, now you can see this green stuff, this grey stuff here, all that is a bit of hidden data that's on top of there. So there's my chord symbols. Right, so we've added some chord symbols and we've got some chords, we've nearly got a tune. So the next thing I want to do is I want to make a guitar part from those chord symbols. Then I can go back to my text window and go to realise chord symbols. Gives me the option of adding guitar, so I'll do that. And it's now going to add a guitar part underneath, which is really handy. So there's my guitar. And now what I can do is add another instrument. And let's add a guitar part with tablature this time. So again, if I can't read conventional Western notation, I can add a tab part to my score. Where is that? Come on, add, there we go. Oh, it's 2 of them now, let's get rid of that. The score. Now I want that to go down underneath the guitar, so again, in the staging score option, I can move stuff around exactly as I want it. Click OK, there's my tablature part. I can select all of that, and with one click, again, Alt and click, I can copy that straight over into tablature, giving me my guitar chord diagrams.
Can I ask a question?
Yep, good diagram.
I have Pro Tools, right?
Yep.
So I can add this to Pro Tools,
both ways. The cool thing is, in Pro Tools 9 and 10, there is a send to Sibelius function. Now, the way you would go from here into Pro Tools might be by exporting this as a MIDI file, but often I find you don't have to do that because Sibelius supports rewire. Pro Tools, if you go into Pro Tools into your mixer, set up an instrument as Sibelius, it will automatically launch Sibelius and the 2 transport controls are then tied to each other, which is really cool. So whenever I press play on Sibelius, it will start Pro Tools and vice versa. Now the really cool thing about that is, once I've got my score in Sibelius, I can record, say, the lead vocal or a lead instrument to give me that real element of how it should sound, or I can record the vocals, which is really, really powerful. So let's have a quick listen to this in a minute. Actually, that could have been worse for not getting 5 minutes. Now, next thing I want to show you is a composing tool. No, come on. Thank you very much. Let's select that. Now, generally, I hate the idea of electric drums, or of sitting there going on a keyboard. It's really unnatural. It's not nice over. But what I can do is, again, go into note input and I can draw from my add drum patterns list. Let's have something that's around about 120, alternative rock straight. Don't want a metronome mark, don't want any of that. This is going to add me just 4 bars of drums. Here we go. There it is. My drum part's now on the bottom or on the top even. If I want to change the order of that, I can hit I, go into instruments and saves, select my drum kit, move that down a bit. So now I've got 4 bars. straight, but that's like 4 bars. So really quickly, I can select all of this using the repeat function of the letter R. I've now got 8 bars, 12 bars, 16 bars, and again, it's that easy to keep building up your score. Okay, so we've talked a little bit about the ribbon. Now, if you're a convert from previous versions of Sibelius, you might find the ribbon a little bit intimidating. Sometimes you can't necessarily find things that you thought you knew where they were. Now, the cool thing about Sibelius 7 is that all your shortcuts that you know and you've remembered from previous versions still work. We haven't changed anything, we haven't taken anything out. However, what we have added is this feature up here called Find in Ribbon. So say, for example, I can't find cross-staff beaming, something I use quite a lot for a sort of a big piano flurry or something, or harp or something. So if I just put in cross-staff beam, first of all, it tells me in a list form what cross-staff beaming can mean, and if I hit return, it shows me in the ribbon where cross-staff beaming is, and it highlights it in yellow for me. So all the features that you know and love are still there. They're rearranged slightly so the more commonly used stuff is right on the ribbon for you. We don't have to have a separate transport control because it's available in the play menu, play tab, which is great. The big thing though, and I love this, there's two more big things, big features that I want to show you. Quietly apparently. The first one is a thing called the inspector. Now, if you're used to previous versions of Sibelius, you'll know that down the right-hand side, you always had to have your properties panels. Lines, bars, notes, text. Now, we've done away with those properties panels in that format. And if I select this bar here, and I'm going to click on the inspector, and I'm going to pin it. So now, what the inspector is showing me is only the properties that are relevant to my selection. There's no kind of dead space on the properties window anymore. So if I click on a bar, it's telling me stuff that's relevant to that bar. If I click on just a note, it's giving me the note information that's relevant. If I click on an item of text, it's showing me only the information that's relevant to that piece of text. If I click on white space, it vanishes. So I've got all that screen real estate back so I can see what's going on in my score. That I think is a really cool thing. The other big one is playback. Sibelius has always been, I think, quite a straightforward way of getting a really good sounding score. The argument, of course, has always been that in other more DAW-based applications, like Pro Tools, you could get a good score, or you could get a great sounding score, but it was very difficult to get a good looking score. Whereas in Sibelius, it was easy to get a good looking score, but quite difficult to get something that sounded really good. Now, with Sibelius 7, we give you a 40 gig library. Everything from rock pop sounds and pretty much everything you're ever going to need is in there. Of course, we still support AUs and VSTs from other manufacturers. Garatan Personal Orchestra, all the contact-based stuff, the East-West Quantum Leap Symphonic Orchestra is incredible, but it ain't included free. Let me play you a couple of scores that I really like, that are pretty impressive. This is a track called Awakening. Now, it's really important to stress at this point, everything you can see on the score, you can hear. I haven't got any hidden data, there's no tracks behind, there's no MP3s running, it's just the file in front of me. So it's going to load up those samples, which it did pretty quick. Yeah? Let me play you something a little bit more pop. And that will do. This one, just a MIDI file. Yep.
The transcription of the MIDI file that you recorded puts on in there. So it's going to be your official version.
I know what you mean. This particular one is. This track is. And so a lot of the stuff I bring in from MIDI files. Sometimes it's quicker to do it that way. So this track just shows us some of the pop stuff. I think it's from one of those, some other band. Here we go.
Is this from a MIDI file too?
This one came straight from a MIDI file this morning, so I haven't done anything to it.
And when you opened it up, did it open up into 3 staffs? Did it open up into 3 staffs? Because I've done that where it'll just open up into 1 staff.
No, what it's done is it's automatically, I set this when I've imported the file, it's automatically set it to show a high empty stage. So where there's only a piano, a couple of pianos and the melody line playing at the beginning, it's not showing me the full score. There's no need for that. Is you don't notice it until you really listen to it, but the drums are automatically swapping between side stick and snare stick. Little things like that make this so easy to do in Sibelius, and that's come over straight from the MIDI file. It's obviously part of the MIDI file protocol.
How much is this program?
I think local money, 589 full cost. However, if you are an educator or educated, we're currently so basically it's teacher or student. We're currently doing it for $199.
Oh, this is upgradable into a professional version?
It is the full professional version.
Oh, cool.
Sibelius 7, whether you buy the educational version or the professional version, it's the same program. The serial number is slightly different, so in future, we know if you've ever had an educational version.
You can still upgrade, in other words.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The other cool thing is, if you're a student, at the moment we are offering, like we are with Pro Tools and Media Composer, 4 years free upgrades, which is probably, in the life of things, going to be 2 upgrades, 2 more versions. The theory being, if you're starting university or college at 18, 3 years worth of course, and then there's another year to get you into the industry. So it's 4 years free upgrades,
cool.
Which is pretty cool. If you've got any questions, I'll take them. If you haven't, enjoy the rest of the time at the show, and hopefully see you around soon. Dive in.
I just want to grab a large piece.
Yep.
I can pull out about 6 and we use that. How's it going? Pretty much into the project.
You can edit it from this point if you want to, but generally, if you get a little bit lost in the instrument, this is where to find out.
Is that in Sibelius 6 also?
Yes. Yeah. It's not quite. It's in a different place. I think it's in layout, instrument setup, or something like that.
I'm looking for instrument setup.
Instrument setup.
Okay.
No, edit instrument, in fact.
Great, thank you. That's been giving me trouble for years.
I do it all the time. Now I've got the Axiom Pro with hyper control. It automatically maps everything for me, so I know my drums are around about here somewhere. Just a quick tap, and I know exactly what I'm going to play and when I play along. But yeah, that's definitely a.
Great, thank you very much.
Do you have time to go through a workflow on how you do like a piano piece real quick, how to finish from just playing it into like a finished sharp?
Real quick, one quick question.
Okay.
Importing a MIDI file to the grand staff.
Yes.
How was that done?
You're referring to, because a MIDI file is just data, it has no notation value. What I would do is I'd import it, and in the